everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is a fun video. I always say that in my intro, it's kind of like my go-to, but it actually was a really fun video for me to record. I don't know if it's going to be fun for you guys to watch, who knows, but it was really fun for me to record. It's another part in the Let's Renovate Sunset Valley series. It is actually JOLINA's house. If you recall, or if you even watched it, I did Jamie's. I just we're on a first name basis, guys. I don't know, that felt weird, but I did JOLINA's house. Not house, her face, I guess you could say. I made her over. That cast is only a few videos back. You can go watch it. It's also in this playlist, so you know, you can also look in this playlist. There are a lot of ways you can go see that cast. Please go watch it. I mean, I'm not gonna force you or anything, but it would be really nice if you watched it. You could see what she looks like now. Not that you didn't see it in the build, because we're gonna pretend you didn't, because yes, you can see her at the beginning of the build, but like I said, we're just gonna keep that quiet, and you're gonna go watch the cast maybe, and then maybe you'll see her again. So yeah, that's enough of me plugging my own videos. But I did say this house was fun for me to do, and it actually genuinely was. I literally say that in all my intros. I'm like, oh, today's video is so fun, and it you know, it's not actually, I mean, it's a fun video, but it's not super fun, and I don't genuinely mean it. I just mean it's a filler word. It's a filler word, okay? Yeah. So I usually just film my speech. I film my talking with that, but I actually had a really good time. I've been into building in The Sims 4 a lot lately. So I went. I don't know what that was, but when I got on this world, I didn't really feel like making over this house. I was like, okay, I just gotta do this. I can't ditch this series just because I'm not feeling like recording a Sims 3 speed build, you know? And then I started doing it, and I couldn't stop. I loved doing it so much. I loved this house. I also did this weird thing. You'll see when I get to the interior, but I went through, it's because it was late at night, and I was only planning on recording a little bit of it, because this took me multiple days. So one of the days it was late at night, and I only had a little bit of time to record it, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get on, I'm gonna do this. And then it was starting to get to the time where I should probably get off, but I kept I had a vision in my head, so I kept going. So the thing is, I had a vision for where the things are placed, not the coloring or anything. So I placed down all of the items, and then I pursued the rest of the rooms, because I didn't want to stop. I loved it. I love furnishing in The Sims. I love it a lot. I'm sorry. It's fun and cute, and I like it, so that's enough. Yeah. I also, her original style, if you know her house before, or in the screenshots you'll see, is a very pastel color. A lot of the coloring is just pastel and bray and all that stuff, really blurry. It's kind of to the point where it's ugly. When I say kind of, I mean really to the point where it's ugly. So I tried to keep the bright vibes, but the thing is, I can't build with pastel colors in The Sims 3. Every time I do it, every time I try and do pastel colors, it looks weird and gross. Whenever I do it too, it's not when other people do it, because when other people do it, it actually looks decent. But whenever I build with pastel colors, it doesn't look good. So I tried my best to incorporate them. I used a lot of yellow, peachy pink, and a bright blue. Not as much bright blue, because that was kind of hard to work in. One of my least favorite pastel colors is pastel blue, but that was kind of hard to work in. But I did a lot of I love the peachy pink color, so I worked that in a lot, and I tried. There's definitely blue in it, but it's definitely not pastel blue. It was kind of brighter than what I usually do, but it's definitely not pastel blue. So sorry about that. I really don't think you guys care that much, or I really hope you guys don't care that much, but whoops, my bad. This also this is important. If you didn't watch my I forgot what I called it. Story of the Keatons, not Keatons, that's a different one. Story of the Frio Brothers video, which was just where I explained like the changes I made to their story, because that's also something I'm gonna do in this series. Whoop. Now you know. So I explained that if you didn't watch that, which you should also go watch that one. What one? Jared, I think Jared. I'm pretty sure Jared Keaton had a child with Jamie Jolina. And they're not like, I don't know. I left them dating, I think. So like, I kind of didn't add to the story where like, ooh, they're not going to, it's a whole thing where it's kind of like, ooh, the player decides type of thing. Although, sadly, disappointingly, I have no way of uploading this save publicly. I want to try and figure out some way or else this is just going to be like, what's the point? But, honestly, this is going to take me so long. Probably by the end of it, I'm going to know how to, like, upload a save to it. Hopefully. Because I want this to be accessible to you guys, but I also feel like it's not going to be because of the way, you know, things work, and my knowledge of making my content public in The Sims 3 is very bad. So, I don't know if it's going to be able to be, like, you guys to use it. But if it were able to be like used for download, I was thinking kind of like it's a whole like the reader does the reader what the player does the choice making, so like kind of like, oh, Jamie and Jared are having a rough patch in their relationship, oh, they're gonna get married because this kid, you know, like there are like a lot of different paths you could take it down, I guess you could say. So that's kind of like my thought process behind it. So yeah, that's why there's no specifics on their relationship, because I don't know the specifics, because you guys are supposed to choose the specifics when or if you are able to download this save file. What was I gonna say? The reason I said all of that was just for the nursery. So her house was already a 2-bedroom house, which didn't make sense to me at all, because she's one person living in a 2-bedroom house. But there was one that had a twin bed and one that had a double bed, and I assume the one with the double bed was her room, but like who knows. So I kept the 2 rooms because this house definitely has room for 2 rooms. And I turned it into like her daughter's nursery because, you know, her daughter lives with Jared and whatever his brother's face is named. But I imagine that like she like kind of like swaps, you know, like they take turns having her daughter their daughter, I guess, at their houses. I don't imagine like the daughter is technically a part of the Frio household, but it's I can only imagine it's I keep calling her an it. Oh my gosh. She like swaps between houses, you know, especially if she gets older. I bet that would be kind of confusing for like a little kid, but as she gets older, I bet it'd make even more sense, I guess, is what I'm saying. Yeah. What was it? I had so much to say in this voiceover. I always do this to myself. I like talk, like I'm the type of person who talks on and on and on. So I always like, I can like just babble on and on about like random topics, but once I'm done talking about that one, it takes me a second to think of a new topic, so I'm just like sitting here like yeah, and then I think of something and I start talking about it. But like I probably should plan out my voiceovers better, but I'm not gonna do that. There's no way in heck will I ever start doing that. I just believe it or not, I don't know if you guys will believe this, but in real life, I'm not quite this chatty. I'm actually like really shy and don't say really anything in public or to the people I don't know. I'm really shy in real life, you guys. If you knew me in real life, you'd know that, but you guys don't. You get to see a more personal side of me. To be fair, I don't really know you guys, many of you, so I guess you count as people I don't know, but it's more of like a public thing of a people I don't know. Like if I see their faces in real life, like this feels like I'm just talking to myself in my room. Like it doesn't feel like I'm being put on the spot, you know? It's a difference between actually being put on the spot and face-to-face social interactions with a person that's physically there. Like you guys are watching this, but you're not actually right here in front of me. It feels more like I'm talking to myself, because it's kind of what I am doing. Eventually you guys will be able to hear it, but I'm basically talking to myself. Who are we fooling? Yeah, so it's just, I'm not that chatty in real life, and I can sit here and go on and on and on until I run out of like stuff to say about that topic, and then I can't do it anymore, and then it takes me a second. I think it's not a problem of like me being able to talk through the entire thing. It's a problem of the pauses in between where I have to think of a subject to talk about, because like I said, I'm a terrible YouTuber, I guess, and I don't plan out my voiceovers. You know, I feel like the thing is, though, it's not because I don't want my content to be good quality, but it's because I feel like the voiceovers are more like entertaining if they're real. You know, I don't think that if I planned it out, and I'm not saying like a script, because that's definitely not going to be real, especially with me. I can't like act or anything, you know, so it's not the way it would be, you know. So I feel like if it's planned, it'll be too fake, especially for me. I mean, maybe someone who can do it. It's just different for different people, and I'm the type of person that can't. I can't do like being told what to say. I'm much better at like sounding relaxed. You know, it'll sound too forced. I'm much better at sounding relaxed and like having like almost like not a genuine conversation, but like like it sounds like I'm having a conversation with you guys if I'm coming up with the stuff in my head. I mean, sometimes I think about something just like I don't know, I'm taking a shower and I'm like, oh, you know, that would be a good voiceover topic. So I have to keep that in the back of my head. But it's not something like I plan out and I write on something and then I know what I'm going to say in the next voiceover, you know? Yeah, it's a lot more relaxed than that. I almost said, you know, there. That wouldn't have been good. I can already, now that it's been pointed out to me, because it was pointed out by my pal, my good pal, Mad Simmer, link in the description below. There's been an abundance of plugging in this video, and I'm sorry for that, but, like, I'm also kind of not sorry. But my friend Mad Simmer, you see, one day, we were just talking, we were having a conversation, and she was like, you know what, you say you know a lot, and I was like, I do? And now every time I can't hear it. She's absolutely right. At the time, I don't think about it is the thing. I just say it. It's just something I put on the end of my sentences and just don't think about. But now that I think about it, I do say it a lot. And after I like knew that fact, I just heard myself say it so much. And it's crazy because it's one of those filler things that I say when I don't know what to say. So if I'm explaining something and I can't quite think of the words to finish explaining it, I'll say like, you know, to like be like, okay, you know what, I don't know how else to describe this, and it's a good like ending to a sentence when you don't know what else to say. So I use it a lot because I'm bad at talking and I don't know how to fill my vocabulary and say sentences right, you know. Oh my gosh, I just said it and I didn't even do it on purpose. But yeah, see, right now, I'm not talking good. I don't talk, I have bad grammar. I can't say stuff that I think. Like, I think it, and it sounds like it's going to sound really good, but then it comes out of my mouth, the mouth that can't speak, and it sounds really bad because I, like, mess it up. You know, oh my gosh, I can't. I keep saying, you know, and it's one of those things that once I start talking about it or thinking about it, every time I do it, now I'm like, oh my gosh, there it is. Because, like, in the back of my head, once I say it, I'm like, oh, I did that. But, like, when I start thinking about it or talking about it, I start saying it, and then I, like, am like, oh my gosh, you know? I think about it, and then I'm like, why can't I stop saying that? And I have to, like, I don't know, it... Or even worse, I start saying, you know, when I'm explaining, you know. Like, I'm explaining it. I'm explaining that I say it a lot. Like, if I'm talking to someone and I'm like, it comes up in conversation and I'm like, oh my gosh, I say, you know, literally 24/7. I will say it. I'll be like, it's just something that comes out of my mouth, blah, 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 you know? And then I'm like, whoops. And the worst part is sometimes I don't even notice it. So, like, in my video, I don't know if this has ever happened, but, like, it's definitely happened in real life. I don't know if it's happened in a video, though. I'll be talking about how I say you know a lot because this is a topic that comes up a lot because it's a topic to talk about because I say it so much in my videos. But I'll start talking about how I say you know a lot. And then I'll be, like, doing something. And I could have just said you know without me noticing. I definitely do that in real life. Who knows if I did it in one of my videos. I'm sorry. it's a thing, and I need to stop. I have other things that I say a lot. I can't think of them right now. I don't know why I can't think of them right now. They're like on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of them. You know, is definitely a huge one. There are other ones. Oh, I say icky a lot because I don't know if you've caught on, but I'm a very clean child and I don't say very many swears. And when I say very many, I don't say any swears. I have nothing against them, by the way. I just don't say them. I don't know why. It just feels wrong at this point. But so like I don't say swears. So I just, if I'm at a loss of words for something bad, which there's a lot of swears for something bad, I'll say icky. Like, oh, this just makes me feel so icky. And yeah, I say it a lot. And it's something that I use to describe things just all the time. Anything bad, I'm like, I feel icky. This is icky. This situation's icky. I don't like hearing it so much. I just kind of like, just hearing myself say icky so much in one sentence just freaks me out. Like, just hearing myself give all of those examples and hearing icky so much. Like, I use icky like once in a sentence when I'm like, ew, that's icky. I don't keep saying it, is the thing. I keep saying it like in the future, maybe like a few days later in another conversation later that day. I don't know. Like, it comes up in other conversations, but I don't say it in the same sentence so much. And it sounds wrong, is what I'm saying. I don't know how, but I haven't talked about the build almost since the beginning of this video, and we somehow moved on to my talking habits, which are bad. There's something that is, I almost said an icky thing to discuss right then and there, see? But it is an icky thing to discuss because they're so bad. That's it. Although I guess they make a good conversation piece because I've gone on for almost 15 minutes talking about how terrible my grammar is and how little my vocabulary is. See, I can't even think of the words to describe that. This is how bad it is. How small my vocabulary knowledge is? How small my brain dictionary is. There you go. I know that's not the words I was looking for, but it works, all right? My brain dictionary is very small. So I apparently just... I can't say stuff. Words, I have thoughts, but the words don't come out of my mouth, right? There have been times where I literally jumble up words. I'm like, that house be bad. Not that was really a bad example. That was a terrible example. But I'll be like, that flat explosion be bad. I don't know. See, I can't even think of an example. I'm sorry. I should just stop trying to give examples because they're way worse than they are in real life. Like, the real life thing is bad, which makes the examples even worse because I can't come up with examples. That's a noise. That's the noise of this video because I keep making that noise about my talking habits because they're bad. I laugh, but I'm crying inside. Well, anyways, it's getting to the end of the video, so I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.